Welcome to the first iteration of demos on Deckfest, a sort of compilation of demos on Steam you might consider trying out, what with the Summer Game Fest going on. Rather than making individual videos, I'm going to compile a handful of games in one and try to get a few of these out during the Summer Game Fest. Check it out, and remember to like and subscribe for more of these videos. All gameplay recorded on the Steam Deck. World's Worst Handyman is a video game for people who want some casual silliness in their life. You play as the daddest dad to ever dad, taking on handiwork to make money and save the local animal shelter. This means going into houses and fixing their problems, but also making a big mess in the process and inexplicably getting a 5-star review anyway. Also, each house has someone in it who's ready to kick the shit out of you on sight, and for no apparent reason other than just that they're kinda grumpy. And you have to run away or make them fall down to escape. You can also collect golden nuts and rescue animals along the way. There's a lot of fart and poop humor in this demo. It's definitely not for the super serious among us. There's actually no way of getting a game over. Whenever you get beaten up, you simply respawn at the start of the level and have to find your fanny pack. It takes a little while to get started on your first launch. Judero feels like the nightmare I'll have shortly before a high fever destroys my remaining brain cells. A top-down fighting game, Judero is lucky that it takes itself seriously, otherwise you'd mistake it for a shitpost. Using stop motion and a level of compressed assets that actually works toward the game's aesthetic, Judero is a hack-and-slash game in a world of terrifying clay creatures and action figures. It's pretty great. The fighting won't have you writing home, but the atmosphere and especially the soundtrack are making this one worthy of keeping an eye on. Wild Bastards is definitely another game from the people who made Void Bastards, and I probably made a mistake by trying to play this on a controller. Actually, it played pretty much fine. Wild Bastards is an upcoming roguelike where you take control of a band of criminals and roam around the galaxy doing some crime shit. This time around, instead of dealing with randomly generated characters with their own perks and downsides, you have a cast of growing characters to choose from with their own abilities and weapons. Level them up, gear them up, and then eventually die. I like the gameplay, but much like Void Bastards, I feel like this one's going to get stale after a couple of hours. You have to be dedicated to these kind of games to push through to the end. The shooting is solid so far, and it's good for bite-sized chunks of gaming.
Looks like they
This one didn't work on the Steam Deck, but I will also say it didn't work in a very interesting way. Sword of the Necromancer is one of those games I definitely plan to play more of when it's out. A dungeon crawler at heart, Sword of the Necromancer's biggest feature appears to be the Sword of the Necromancer. Go figure. You can summon enemies you've killed in battle and use the tactics feature to get more control over them by giving them context-specific orders. You'll also need it for puzzles. I don't want to sink too much time into this one because it is just a demo, so we'll see how the full game fares when it comes out. It took about 30 seconds in SacriFire for me to get caught up in a weird minigame I couldn't understand. This game has some damn good looking sprite work. You play as Ezekiel, a guy who becomes a bishop on the same day that the freaky church is attacked and the cube of something or other is stolen. I'd be straight up BSing you if I said I had any real grasp on how the combat works. SacriFire uses a combination of turn-based and real-time combat. You run around the battle arena to get your action points up and have to strategically position yourself to hopefully avoid attacks and build up combos. As you move, so does the enemy, meaning the battlefield is in a constant state of change. The good news is that when you don't move, neither does anyone else. This means that the battle moves at your pace, including going up against bosses who would otherwise border on bullet hell minigames. The frame rate during fight scenes is not great on the Steam Deck right now, although I'm not sure how much of that stuttering is due to how the combat system works. It might be that everything is starting and stopping constantly. I wasn't able to turn down the graphics quality to see if putting it on medium or even low would improve performance, because the game just reverted back to maximum settings. Well, those are all the games that I have for today, so check us out later this week and hopefully I'll have more to give you. For right now, this is Demos on Deckfest. I'm Connor. Like and subscribe for more of these videos. You know how it works.